And you yourself know how many words you've spoken that have not come to pass. You know what it means to say a word and it comes to pass. You know what it takes for you to have an authentic declaration that actually happens. You know it's not cheap. It's not cheap to declare there will be no rain or dew for 3 years. It's not cheap, because the small things you declare over, you know they don't come to pass. For a man to enter the dimension where he will stand before the king and tell the king there will neither be rain or dew in Israel except at my word. What makes Elijah's word so authentic? Elijah was in agreement with God. You can never have an authentic, powerful life if you are not in agreement with God. Many of us are in agreement with politicians. Many good prophets are in agreement with their church denomination. People are in agreement with man. People are in agreement with their pleasure. If you are not truly in agreement with Elohim, you can't be powerful. Prophetic power is anchored in agreement. So today we'll be exploring the power of agreement. If we don't get this, we can't be true prophets. You don't just step into history and say there will be no rain or dew for the next 3 years except at my word, if you are not in agreement with God. Once you're in agreement with God, your past failure is inconsequential. Your background is inconsequential. Your disappointments are inconsequential. Your root is inconsequential. What nationality you are from is inconsequential. People don't ask those questions. Once a man steps in agreement with God, nations bow before them. Check out Joseph. It's not about I'm not a citizen of that country, so they can't have influence. Joseph was not an Egyptian, but because he was a man in agreement with God, he knew the interpretation of the king's dream. Only men who are in agreement with God can understand dreams and interpretation. You can't have understanding to the things, the plans of God, if you're not in agreement with Him. And that's what Yehovah is saying to us today. It's time to come into agreement, to enter agreement with Yehovah. That's the need of the hour, the power of agreement. So in 1 Kings 17 verse 1 it says, now Elijah the Tishbite from Tishbe in Gilead said to Ahab, Elijah said to Ahab, not give me a political appointment, not give me a job, not give me a position in the king's office. He said to Ahab, as Yehovah the Elohim of Israel lives. Here are two governments. There's a human government led by Ahab, and there is a government of heaven which Elijah was in agreement with. Elijah was not in agreement with the government of Ahab. Many of us think if I'm in agreement with the government of man, I will get favor.